Live from Cool Boys Central.
You're the boss down there. I'm boss up here.
From bat tips to bat nips, we are just three cool boys revisiting Batman, the animated series, and wearing hats. This is Batman and Beyond, a Cool Boys podcast.
I see Batman and Beyond.
Greetings, Cool Boy Bat Nation, and welcome to another installment of Batman and Beyond, a Cool Boys podcast. I'm Felk.
I'm Ballard.
And I'm Steve.
So cool.
Tonight's episode is Joker's Favor, directed by Boyd Kirkland, written by Paul Dini. Originally aired September 11th, 1992, weekday, also January 31st, 1993, in prime time. Features the Joker and Harley Quinn. First appearance of Harley Quinn, I think, maybe.
No,
I don't think so.
we've already had her.
Wikipedia says after a man named Charlie Collins curses at the Joker on the road for offensive driving, the clown prince of crime corners him and intimidates him into doing him a small favor, quote unquote small favor. 2 years pass and the Joker finally decides how to use Charlie to sneak a bomb into the Peregrinators Club, where Commissioner Gordon is to give a speech at an awards ceremony. Charlie, who merely has to open the door, is skeptical at first, but for the sake of his family, he reluctantly decides to obey. Note, this episode features the debut appearance of the Joker's accomplice and love interest, Harley Quinn, validating my earlier statement.
Wait, really? Wait, I thought we've already seen her. I guess we haven't?
No, I guess I can't think of when we have.
Christmas or
No, I don't think she was in that.
Okay, well, here's the other thing it says. It's also the first appearance of the Joker if you go by air date, not production order. Production order, it's the Christmas with the Joker episode, but this is the
constant
first
thing that's
I know, but this is the first time Joker is seen on air. So when you're watching this was our first introduction to Joker episode back in 1992 on September 11th, as Felk pointed out. And it's a great introduction of Joker. You get an everyday guy who, all of a sudden, gets essentially tried to run off the road by cops, by Batman, and then all of a sudden the Joker tries to fuck with him, but he doesn't realize it's Joker, gets road rage, and then it's fucking Joker, and now he's screwed for the rest of his life, and Joker haunts him. I think this is a wonderful, open, and what a great introduction to the Joker for everyone.
Well, one thing I thought that was kind of fun was just how the Joker tracks him down and gives him his 2 cents.
Yeah.
So it starts off already kind of playful. The guy is just like, I want to give you my 2 cents. And he's having this road rage. And then he's trying to avoid the Joker. And the Joker tracks him down. And you think that he's going to, kill him or something. And he just throws him his 2 cents and is like, tell me what you're going to say. Yeah, I thought that was kind of badass.
Totally, and super menacing. Joker looks super menacing in this lighting that's being done, where he's kind of backlit, almost by his own headlights or something, and crazy. And he's just you think he's gonna kill this guy. He reaches in his coat at one point, right, Steve? And like he's gonna pull a gun out and shoot fucking this Charlie guy right in the face. Who knows? He could have if it wasn't Charlie said he would do anything, which could have meant a blowjob. All we know.
Sexual.
Yeah, easily.
And then once again, they do a 2-year jump, or they just do a time jump. That seems to be a common storytelling device that they're doing in these early episodes, is introducing somebody and then they jumping in time, either a year or 2.
Yeah, Poison Ivy, right? What was Poison Ivy? That was a few year jump, if I recall, a 6-year jump or something like that. 5 years. It was 5-year jump.
Yeah, back in the olden days of sepia.
Yeah, of sepia. Or sepia. Even in upcoming episodes, the Clock King, I think that's a 7-year jump in that one. So, yeah, they did a lot, especially around this period of time. I really enjoyed this episode, and it may be one of my favorites as a kid. I don't know. I really liked the everyday guy quality of this Charlie. And just the way he was kind of haunted by Joker, and Joker was this threat that was always looming over him, for 2 whole years, always looming over him. I thought that was kind of cool. And I really got into it.
I like how they introduced that as something that was haunting him kind of later on. Like, you don't really realize that he had to change his identity, and he was constantly running from the Joker.
I know. Oh my God.
To make him, basically snap.
Totally.
To a certain point. And it is about breaking the everyday man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really. For 2 years, Joker was popping in and out of his life. Like he could be at the cafe, and all of a sudden he get like a guy would lower a menu, and it'd be like the Joker. He's just hanging out there, kind of monitoring him, watching him, keeping on track of him. It'd be harrowing. Go to do your laundry at the laundromat, and all of a sudden, Joker puts his laundry in there with yours. And then you have that accident where you both have to separate your laundry. Have you guys ever had that issue?
No.
No, me neither.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
One thing I thought that was interesting, though, was that this episode had an internal monologue. They don't usually do that. So they had Charlie in his voice talking. I think it started in Act 2 where he's has an internal monologue. I thought that was interesting.
Oh, kind of like Goodfellas, huh?
I don't know if it was like Goodfellas. I think it was.
No, but I'm just saying, like the end of Goodfellas, right? He's in witness protection. And he's up, he's on a perfect suburban lawn or whatever. He's like mowing or something or getting the newspaper. And Charlie's just fucking around with his kids in the front yard too. It's kind of a little bit like that.
I think it's just when he's trying to get everybody's attention. Like later on, he's like thinking about how do I get Batman's attention, or what am I supposed to do? And instead of it's like they're giving him like an actual internal monologue of him like.
Wait, is that internalized or does he say it out loud?
I think it's internalized.
Is it? Okay. Oh yeah, he does do that later. You're right. I didn't remember it earlier when he was doing the when you were talking about like in front of the scene. Right now we're seeing Joker's lair and his goons, and one of his goons is reading a Tiny Toons adventure comic.
Branding,
corporate synergy. We just had our introduction to Harley, and I was I didn't realize, is that really our first introduction to Harley? Like,
yes.
I could have sworn we saw her earlier.
I'm trusting Wikipedia.
Okay. Well, anyways, we also had Joker bust out Charlie's ID, and guys, Charles Collins lives at Woodhurst Drive, Gotham Estates, New York. His ID expires on March 17th, 1995. His sex is male. His hair is brown. His eyes are... What color? What do you think?
I don't know. Brown?
Brown. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, Steve. His height, 5'10". His weight, 182. His date of birth, March 17th, 1946. So, guys... They have one more bit of information here on his ID. It's just these numbers, 36D2434. So I guess he's a 36D bust, a 24 waist, and 34 hips.
Bauer, do you think on real license plates or real driver's licenses, they actually put down dimension, like breast measurements for women?
Yes.
This is a thing for you.
Mine does.
It has your tits?
Yeah, mine has my tit size. Absolutely.
Huh.
I think we saw her first in the did we see the laughing fish? Has that?
No, I don't think we have not gotten there yet. When the mayor's been attacked and all that stuff. No, that's not.
Oh yeah, no.
One of these things that we also see in Act 2 is a lemonade stand, and it says 10 cents. 10 cents for lemonade. I have a little girl down the street who has a lemonade stand, and she charges like $1.99.
Sounds like a real bitch.
So prices have gone up for lemonade. No one's stopping at this little girl's stand because she's charging practically $2 for lemonade. So nobody's interested, and she has the tiniest cups.
You should call ice on her.
No.
I think right now is Harley Quinn going to use the freeze gas or something, or is that later on that's about to happen? I thought it was interesting that they have a gas that could actually freeze people.
Oh yes, Joker really doesn't have stuff like that. It's kind of a weird thing to like tie in with. I guess it's only by having gas, really. Yeah, but it is kind of a cool thing. It's very Mr. Freezy, I guess, in realistic.
But they're like frozen, but his eyes are moving. So and he starts.
They're paralyzed.
Sweating. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
it's a better description.
Yeah. We have Harley dressed as Mercy Graves practically when she, gets Charlie off the airport. Did you guys notice that?
No.
Harley Quinn was dressed as so that was apparently the inspiration for Mercy Graves. Harley Quinn, when she picked up Charlie at the airport as a chauffeur, she was dressed as what the Mercy Graves outfit, and later that's how they designed Mercy Graves based on that look.
For Superman?
Very fuckable.
Yeah, for the Superman animated series, yeah. And in fact, in the World's Finest, Harley actually dresses up as Mercy Graves in that.
Very fuckable.
There you go. Full circle. Full circle. And Harley dresses up as a hottie police officer in coming up in this police ball, which is pretty hot. She's got some little numbers in this one, along with her Harley Quinn outfit.
Fuckable.
Fuckable Harley. So yeah, did you guys like this episode? Phil, did you like this episode?
Not really.
I thought it was fun, but it kind of ran long for me. I have a little note here that this is one of the few instances of Batman laughing.
Oh yeah,
where it's not sarcastic. That it's actual genuine amusement that he gets out of Charlie's little end piece, where it's just a fake out.
All along, yep. Batman does. That's true. That doesn't happen often. I can't recall of other times. What other times would it have been? Do you have a list?
Nope.
Well, it's an okay episode. I enjoyed it. I like how the third act, you get or maybe it's in Act 2, you get, an Arsenio Hall reference by Harley, with her,
Whoop, 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 whoop.
She gets harassed by Harvey Bullock, too.
She does. Well, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Bullock is a monster in this one too. He's just eating everything. Like he's going crazy. He's eating like fucking muffins off of people's plates and so forth.
Did you know Bullock was based on Harvey Weinstein?
Was he really?
No, but I mean he might as well have been.
Dude, I think that's an exclusive.
Eating everything, trying to fuck everything. Look at him twisting his hands. I'm gonna rape that.
See, he's trying to put his foot up her skirt and everything.
Is that what he was trying to do? I didn't know what the foot thing was. Like he was
he
wanted to put his foot on her. Like that's a weird thing to do.
First time he ever meets this, stripper, right? And he immediately presents himself to her practically. How often do you think Montoya gets this shit? Whatever, daily, weekly, poor Montoya.
That's a good point.
That's sad.
If you want that promotion.
Well, after Joker gets, Harley to freeze everybody, paralyzes everybody, and then, sets a bomb and sets the stakes and whatnot. Batman, sees what Charlie sets off the, as Steve mentioned, the bat symbol. They're trying to get Batman somehow, and Batman does see it. But Batman shows up and immediately
it's not Batman.
Chases the goons.
It's Alfred. Alfred, once again, is the one that notices. Yeah,
you're right. Alfred does see it, and he tells Batman. But as soon as Batman starts chasing one of the goons gets immediately crushed. Did you guys see this? The first goon is killed. He's dead.
I didn't notice that, but I had to know about what kind of museum is this? Later on, there's drop away floors with spikes.
Oh yeah. And poison tip darts.
And this isn't something that the Joker made. He went there to go blow up or something.
He calls it out. He goes, they even put in poison tip darts. It's what the fuck? Yeah, what museum would do that? That you'd potentially walk through a corridor and set off poison tip darts and die. Only the best museums. I liked how Charlie is the one that beats Joker in this episode, as you point out, making Batman laugh and so forth. But I like that. I liked how Charlie did it. And it's his way of getting back. It's kind of falling down, like Michael Douglas falling down. One guy is one bad day, but instead Michael Douglas I think dies at the end of falling down. Spoiler alert. Well,
also that character was beating his wife long before that movie started, so you might not have paid too much attention to the movie falling down. It wasn't one bad day. He was already pretty fucked up.
He's beating his wife. I've only saw this movie back when I was a kid.
Yes,
I've definitely not revisited it.
She had a restraining order against this character for hitting her and stuff.
So he has a lot of bad days, but that was his worst day.
Yes.
I guess is what you're saying.
I thought it was kind of funny how when Charlie was confronting the Joker at the end, the Joker's basically calling for Batman to save him. He's, so it's
yeah, he does yell.
He's given up and he's just screaming for Batman to come because he thinks that he's going to die.
Just a game. Absolutely. It went too far. It absolutely went too far for him at that point, no question.
That's why he was calling for Batman. Save me.
Batman kills someone in this one because, like, you see, and Steve, it's coming up, and I want you to see this when it comes up.
All right.
Batman pushes essentially with his batarang, hitting the guy's, like, you know, fucking weapon, knocking the guy into a statue that falls over and crushes him. They cut away, and you never see him alive again. He's dead. He's absolutely dead. It's coming up. You know one of the things that happens too at the end with Joker and the whole Charlie thing is that he like to succumb to it and all and to say, like, you know, no more, I will no longer follow you, and here's the proof. He hands over all his notebooks, right? So it's one thing to be like, okay,
you
come
think
on,
that
Joker
killed him?
actually, like,
I don't think
gave
so.
him all the notebooks, like he doesn't have anything copied possibly, but regardless of that, what an analog world that is. That you could just take someone essentially at their word and be like, okay, this book is all the information they have on them. Like the digital age, there's no way that would be the case. It'd be like, what do you mean? He can go simply to the internet and look me up on various different types of, like, you know, person searching sites or whatever, or Facebook. And
I mean, remember how when he had to go find the records for the TV star and that other one, instead of having IMDb, he had to go to the records to find out the name of Simon Trent. You know, there's a lot of that where you just like all this.
There's an episode coming up. Actually, I think it's the next episode. So, Cool Boy Nation, tune in for our next episode for Vendetta, in which Batman has to go to the zoo or Ocean World to learn about crocodiles for some reason.
That was so silly. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, but that's another episode. So we'll deal with that one later.
They live in caves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 boys. I liked this episode a lot. It doesn't have much to say. It's very simplified because you are following this kind of classic story archetype of, like, a man on a bad day and, like, everything's spinning out of that, but overcoming it all. And it's a great arc, and you follow this completely, you know, ancillary character, which I loved, being Charlie. So I liked it. I really liked it. And I loved how Charlie bested Joker. 4 out of 5 boys for me.
I give it 3.
I give it 2 boys.
You guys want to expand? Like, Steve, you think it's just down the road, middle, meh?
Yeah, I had kind of said that before. You know, it's like a fun idea, but it just kind of lingers too long. And it's already, you know, only 20 minutes. So when you start, like, looking at your watch, and I don't know, like you said, it didn't have a lot to say. They could have gone more.
That's why they have Bullock, you know, sexually harassing everybody and eating all the food.
It started, you know, a lot of times, a lot of these episodes start off well with a fun idea, and then it's just like, it just has to end with them getting caught at the end. So it kind of is a little lackluster. But and this one, it just kind of petered out for me, I guess.
Phil, how about you? Why 2 out of 5?
It normalizes sexual harassment. It shames baldness and comb overs. The only thing I really liked was that the Joker actually says, like, I mean, he doesn't say I'll kill, but he basically says, like, you're to the Charlie, so like your wife and child are gone. Like, that's the scariest thing the Joker's done so far. But of course, it never happens because it's a kids show.
It's true.
It's not as adult as I remember it. And this episode is a big part of that. How, like, he says he's in trouble for cussing at the Joker, but he can't cuss.
Road rage.
He can't say "fuck you, Joker." You cunt.
No, he couldn't say "fuck you." No, for sure.
Great bat stuff, gentlemen. Cool Boy Nation, tune in next week. Same Cool Bat time, same Cool Bat channel. Cool Bat Nation, be sure to let us bat know what you bat thought of Joker's Favor, or what your favorite bat episode is by bat emailing us at batmanandbeyondcoolboys@gmail.com. New episodes of Batman and Beyond come out every Tuesday. Also, please check out our other great Cool Boy Central content with The Cool Boys Podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Patreon, where the Cool Boys have an uncensored discussion about 5 so cool movies, everything ranging from bods to dongs and all the boners they have given us. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Cool Boys Podcast and Facebook group us at The Cool Boys Podcast. Like and subscribe to us on YouTube. You can find us on YouTube by searching for The Cool Boys Podcast. And be sure to rate and review us on iTunes at The Cool Boys Podcast. And if you like, you can donate to us on Patreon and receive additional episodes of Cool Boys After Dark and a Cool Boy shout out on The Cool Boys Podcast that airs every Tuesday. You can find The Cool Boys on Patreon at patreon.com/coolboyspodcast. Thank you for listening. Stay cool, Cool Boy Nation. Until next time, it's Byzies from Felk.
That's Byzies from Ballard.
And Byzies from Steven.
So cool.
Batman
and beyond. Oh yeah. Batman
and beyond.
Oh, yeah.